Happy Halloween, everybody. This is Mysticall. Today I'm bringing you a video going over all of my Weakauras, how you can get them, where you can get them, how you can change them, and why I use them in the first place. And with that said, let's jump right into it. So for those of you who don't know what Weakauras is, it is an add-on right here that you can download from. I think WoW Up is the new thing, and when you install it, type in /WA and boom, this pops up. You could do a lot of things with this add-on, but for the most part, what I try to do is just information. Move that Weakaura. Is just information. I track buffs and the duration when I have the buff, and that's kind of just what I do. A lot of PvEers, a lot of raiders have this big Weakaura down here to track cooldowns, which is nice. It's just not for me. I mostly PvP, even though I do raid. I mostly do PvP, and I want to minimize the clutter in the middle of my screen as much as possible so that I have that awareness and I'm not distracted. So I'm going to go through all my Weakauras, show you guys what they do, and maybe you know, you guys can share some Weakauras that you have with me. So the first one I'm going to show you is this Chi-Ji and Yu'lon one. So very important. I have a group right here. These are my PvE and PvP cooldowns right here. This mistweaver cooldowns, and I have, you can see there's 4 here, but there's 5 here. That's because Chi-Ji and Yu'lon are interchangeable. So if I spec into statue, I'm going to get Yu'lon, but if I spec into Chi-Ji, I'm going to get Chi-Ji, and I'll lose Yu'lon. So they're actually in the same spot. For some reason, there we go. So if they're in the same spot, they're just, again, you can never have them at the same time, so I just have them overlap so they're in the same spot. So this first one is, I'll hide this right now. So this one tracks the duration of Chi-Ji, and this one, because Chi-Ji's been overhauled, and I'm gonna make a video about that, this is gonna track these stacks that you get of the Way of the Crane buff. So I will show you that real quick. When you use Yu'lon, it's going to track the duration. I don't really look up here for my nameplates. I'd rather look in the middle of my screen. So that's why I have this Weakaura. And then when you do damage, it gives you stacks of Invoke Chi-Ji. And you get the stacks by using Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, and Spinning Crane Kick. So it goes away when I use the stacks. It makes Enveloping Mist instant and cost no mana, and you can see I get 3 stacks. Enveloping Mist is instant, boom. So that's what those Weakauras do. It's just so I can just focus on the middle of my map, middle of my screen, and not really worry about looking up here by my nameplates and up here by the buffs, because if I have to track my buffs, teammates buffs, all the hots, it's sometimes hard to snipe that buff out, so I'd rather just see it in the middle of my screen. The Yu'lon Weakaura is the same exact thing, except it's, instead of Chi-Ji, it's Yu'lon. And yeah, so that's the Chi-Ji buff. The Fortifying Brew, I do get questions about it quite a lot. So this is the Fortifying Brew one, where when you use it, it's a shield, and it tracks the duration of it on you. So it's going to go down the shorter amount of time that's left. I like this a lot because, similar to the Chi-Ji and the stacks, sometimes it's hard to really see up in the middle of your, by your buffs and debuffs, and it can be kind of, you can kind of miss it. So that's why I have Fortifying Brew. And the same thing goes for Mana Tea. I have Mana Tea right here. Just tracks the duration of it. It's nothing crazy, but I think Mana Tea is very important, because if you mistime it and you use an Enveloping Mist when you don't have Mana Tea up, you lose out on so much mana. So that's why I want to track it exactly, because I think it's that important. Refreshing Jade Wind is the same. It's when I raid. If I spec into it, it'll show like how much is left while it's active, so I know when to refresh it. And those are all of my PvE/PvP Weakauras. I have them in this one group, which brings me to a good time to say you can get all of these Weakauras on the website. I have them all up here, every single one. So I have this Mystical cooldown tracker, which is the group I just showed you. It's this group right here, the Mistweaver cooldowns. It's all of these right here. I also have the PvP callouts, which I'll talk about soon. And then I have all of them individually in case you don't really like the whole group thing and you want one. I just have them all individually right here. This is in the link in the description below. Free to use. It's all yours. Please use them if you like them. Take them. They are all yours. So yeah, so I can talk about Zen Focus Tea. So this one, usually it's loaded for only PvP, but I have it changed for this. So when you use Zen Focus Tea, makes this blue around your screen and it tracks the duration, similar to the Mana Tea and Fortifying Brew one. Sometimes it's really hard to see because Zen Focus Tea duration is 5 seconds, so it's hard if you get put into like a cheap shot. It's hard to see the exact duration of it, so I track it just to be exact with it and know that I have it, so in case they have a kick available, I don't want to get kicked thinking I have Zen Focus Tea and then all of a sudden we lose. Crucible Flame, this is only gonna be relevant in pre-patch. This is gonna go away in Shadowlands. So I was debating on whether to share this one, but you could use it. It's fine. It's just gonna go away. So it just tracks the stacks of Crucible Flame. Boom, right there. That's it. That's all it does. It just tracks it. It's really helpful because similar to other ones, buffs can be kind of all over the place sometimes. So I like tracking stuff like that. So these ones that are not loaded, this isn't even mine. I didn't make this. I'm not going to take credit for it. I just use it. This is one of my viewers gave to me. Mana Watcher. It tracks when you're in a raid, it tracks your teammates or your raid members' mana, all the other healers' mana. So it's really useful for raids. Obviously, it's not good for threes because you're the only healer, and same with Mythic Plus. So this is pretty much for raiding. It's not mine. I'm not going to put it under my name. It's called Mana Watcher on Weakauras. This one only shows versatility. So it takes that really cool buff tracker that everyone's been using, and I changed the custom function for it, and I got rid of all the strings for haste, crit, and mastery. And I just kept the versatility, and I changed the string here to only show the percentage of the versatility. So now, instead of seeing all those numbers and the words, I just have 30%. So now I know I look down right in the middle of my screen, I see 30%. All right, cool. I got 30% versatility. I'm still going to die in this cheap shot. That's great. Looking forward to it. And finally, I have the PvP callouts. People enjoy it as long as they're not all at the same time. It's really not too cluttered. I know it looks kind of cluttered right now. I can show one at a time. So this one just shows Chill Streak incoming. That's just Chill Streak. You know, it shows when Chill Streak is used. I tend to use these when there's like really big one-shot abilities like Combust and Dark Soul. So Combust, I play Turbo a lot. So Combustion, Purge it because my Enhancement Shaman can purge it. Dark Soul, because everyone's dead. It doesn't matter. Everyone's gonna die. Everyone. And then finally, Siphoned, because priests have gotten a little bit good at being a little sneaky with this thing. Siphoned has the same animation as Mind Flay, so what priests are doing is they're standing on their Mind Flay, so it's really hard to kill them. So and see when they use it. So I've Siphoned to track it. And if you want to change this, you would just go to Google. You would look up Touch of Death or whatever ability. I'm going to say Touch of Death right here. And you're going to see this number right here in the link. And you're going to copy this number. I could probably just... no, we won't make it. I'll just show you. So you're going to go to Trigger. And you're going to come up. And in the custom trigger, all you're going to have to do is change this number here. Boom. To whatever spell ID that you have. So whatever number you just copied, put it right there. Boom. Done. I'm gonna have to change that so it tracks Dark Soul again, but that's pretty much it for this one. And Siphoned is very important as well. So all these are important, and then you could track it by just changing the spell ID right here. And I think that is pretty much all of my Weakauras. If you wanted, so I could probably show you really quickly on how to make a Zhuen one. It took me a while to figure out how to track these Chi-Ji and Yu'lon. It took me a really long time, like too long. So all you have to do is, actually I'll probably post this on the Weakaura site later, but I'm gonna get rid of these not loaded ones. I'm gonna go to Chi-Ji. I'm just gonna copy settings. I'm gonna copy everything. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to export to string. And I'm gonna import it. Boom. Import. It's gonna be 2. I'm gonna rename this to Zhuen. So what's gonna happen is all you have to do is you have to go to totems, and then you're just gonna track Zhuen. You're gonna hit OK. And then this display icon, you just type in Zhuen. Boom. So now change the load to no load. Perfect. So this should work. Boom. So that tracks Zhuen in the same spot as all the other ones. So if you played Windwalker and you're wondering how to track Zhuen, I'll put this as well up on there, and I will share it with you. So again, hope this was helpful. These are all my Weakauras. I really like Windwalker a lot, by the way. Really think about playing Windwalker. But these are all my Weakauras. Again, if you have any Weakauras that you use, please share them with me. I'll go through them really quickly, and if you want them, they are in the description below. They are all on my profile on Weakauras right here. Every single one of them, they're all yours, free to use. Seriously, change them, share them with me, and see if you, and let me know if you have any Weakauras that you've used that I don't use. I would love to. Weakauras are fun. I just don't like to get them too cluttered on my screen. So Crucible Flame tracks, Crucible Flame. These are all my cooldowns. So you have Invoke Yu'lon and Chi-Ji, and now Zhuen. You have the Chi-Ji buff from Chi-Ji, or Invoke Chi-Ji. Fortifying Brew, Manatine, Refreshing Jade Wind. So that'll track Refreshing Jade Wind. Let's say you're a raider. That's really good to know. It helped me a lot on the latest, the N'Zoth fight. And then my PvP ones that are exclusively for PvP, that only load when I'm in PvP, is the Versatility one and the PvP callouts that show really important cooldowns. So yeah, that is pretty much it. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm more than happy to answer anything you guys have. Again, any Weakauras you have, please share them with me. And that's pretty much it. Hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you later.